Well, he was like a modern-day Prince Charming, ladies and gentlemen. Greg searched through all of the land for his Cinderella. Or more accurately, you searched through Tinder, didn't you? Needless to say, the Guinness World Record was broken for time taken to arrange a first date. Suzi rushed round to see this man. She couldn't wait to meet him in person, so they arranged to go on a first date. But for you two, it was just the start of a beautiful love story. They sat here for hours and hours getting to know one another. Hours had passed, but these two told me it simply felt like minutes. In fact, you said it felt like you'd known one another your whole lives. And this couple would share their very first kiss here on the couch. Pretty awkward for poor Dave, who was sat on the other sofa, but no. Needless to say, romance quickly blossomed for these two, and they were going on more dates over the coming weeks. In fact, they were falling head over heels for one another straight away. They said it didn't take long to say those three little words. Now, these two were now falling very much in love. They took every opportunity to see one another. Suzi, you stayed over at Greg's place regularly. Soon the wee overnight bag became a drawer full of clothes. One by one, your things would start to appear. So Greg knew that it was probably time for you two to find your own place together. And you would now start, officially, a brand new chapter living as a couple. And since moving in together, they found out they're not just partners, they soon became best friends too. The perfect match in a relationship. In fact, you said you're like an old married couple already. And together, living as a couple, you two have encountered some of your biggest adventures. However, your biggest adventures of all were when welcoming your new additions to the family. Of course, with your beautiful baby Grace coming along, and then little Carter joined the family and completed the set. You see, Greg told me he knew from the very beginning, the very moment he laid eyes on Suzi, that she was the one. So he'd been thinking about proposing for quite some time. Now he stealthily put his plan into place. Greg got the green light by, of course, asking Suzi's dad and granddad for the blessing. And then he enlisted the help of Suzi's mum to help pick the ring. They slinked off and got the treasure in secret. So with a weekend away on the horizon in November, you were ready to put your plan into action. Greg knew it was now or never. This was the weekend he was going to do it. So as you walked along the shoreline, you continued until you found a nice secluded spot next to the lighthouse. So he distracted this girl's attention. He asked Suzi to look out to the sea, into the distance, as he'd spotted something she'd be interested in. And as she looked out, Greg seized his opportunity. He got down on one knee. It'd gone so quiet, so Suzi turned around. And it was at this moment that all suddenly became clear, as Suzi saw the man of her dreams, down on one knee, with that ring in his hand. And of course, regardless of where or when or how many people were going to witness that question happening, Greg, the answer was always going to be yes.
Daisies blooming, sundress swaying in the breeze. I can't stop staring. You've put a spell on me, and I hope that you never decide to set me free. The way you're moving got me moving my own feet. The greatest feeling that I could ever dare to dream is you forever moving next to me. Let's not waste time, oh, take this slow. We've got miles behind us, but miles to go. So let's just break this down to the simplest truth. You and I as one will always be better than two. The leaves ain't waiting, their colors changing like the times. And I'm taking, darling, would you be mine? And I hope you know I will love you for the rest of my life. Let's not waste time, oh, take this slow. You got miles behind us, but miles to go. So let's just break this down to the simplest truth. You and I as one will always be better than two. Let's not waste time, oh, take this slow. We've got miles behind us, but miles to go. So let's just break this down to the simplest truth. You and I as one will always be better than two. Yeah, you and I as one will always be better than